it ourselves, please apply. So now proclamations. We actually have two proclamations. For the first one, Councilor Pinkston.
Thank you, sir. This proclamation has to do with Gun Violence Awareness Day, June 2nd, 2023. This proclamation declares the first Friday in June to be the National Gun Violence Awareness Day in the city of Charlottesville, Virginia, to honor and remember all victims and survivors of gun violence and declare that we as a country must do more to end this public health crisis. Whereas every day more than 120 Americans are killed by gun violence and more than 200 are shot and wounded, with an average of more than 17,000 gun homicides every year, and whereas Americans are 26 times more likely to die by gun homicide than people in other high-income countries, and whereas Virginia has 1,121 gun deaths every year with a rate of 12.8 deaths per 100,000 people, a crisis that costs the state $14.2 billion each year, of which $288.3 million is paid by taxpayers. Virginia has the 36th highest rate of gun deaths in the U.S. And whereas gun homicides and assaults are concentrated in cities, with more than half of all firearm-related gun deaths in the nation occurring in 127 cities, and whereas cities across the nation, including Charlottesville, are working to end the senseless violence with evidence-based solutions, and whereas in January 2013, 15-year-old Hadiah Pendleton was tragically shot and killed in Chicago, and on June 2nd, 2023, to recognize the 26th birthday of Hadiah Pendleton, born June 2nd, 1997, people across the United States will recognize National Gun Violence Awareness Day and wear orange in tribute to the memory of 1, Hadiah Pendleton and other victims of gun violence, and 2, the loved ones of those crimes. And whereas the idea was inspired by a group of Hadiah's friends who asked their classmates to commemorate her life by wearing orange, they chose this color because hunters wear orange to announce themselves to other hunters when out in the woods, and orange is a color that symbolizes the value of human life. And whereas anyone can join this campaign by pledging to wear orange on June 2nd, the first Friday in June in 2023, to help raise awareness about gun violence. And whereas we renew our commitment to reduce gun violence and pledge to do all we can to keep firearms out of the wrong hands and encourage responsible gun ownership to help keep our families and communities safe. Now therefore be it resolved that the Charlottesville City Council declares June 2nd, 2023 to be Gun Violence Awareness Day in the city of Charlottesville, to honor and remember all victims and survivors of gun violence, and to declare that we as a city must do more to reduce gun violence. We encourage all Charlottesville residents to support local efforts to prevent gun violence and to honor and value human lives. Signed and sealed this 15th day of May 2023, J. Lloyd Snook, Mayor.
And let's see, Gretchen Brown. We get to give that to her. If you would like to say a few words to us.
Council members and mayor, my name is Gretchen Brown, and I'm the local group lead for the Charlottesville Albemarle Moms Demand Action for Gun Sense in America. And I just want to accept this proclamation on behalf of our group, but much more importantly on behalf of gun violence survivors everywhere. This proclamation and this Wear Orange Day is often a meaningful beginning to the healing that gun violence survivors must endure. And as you know, Charlottesville has had way too much gun violence this year. So we look forward to working with you guys on continued ways to reduce this preventable epidemic through the funding of community violence interruption groups and other sensible policies. So thank you guys very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Brown. Okay.